merhaba. Bugün yeni bir video ile karşınızdayım. Diğer videolarından farklı bir video olacak. Daha önce okuyup size tanıtmadığım bir kitabın yazarıyla birlikteyiz. Kitap Blue Skyways, Brant Huddleston'ın kaleminden. Bu kitap İngilizce yazılmış. Daha önce okumuştum ancak sizlere kuru kuruya bu kitabı anlatmak ve tanıtmak istemedim. Çünkü bende bazı istekleri uyandırdı. Benim için çok değerli bir kitap. Brant Huddleston Amerika'dan Datça'ya yerleşmiş. Benim de aynı zamanda komşum ve arkadaşım olan biri. Gerçekten çok iyi bir insan. Benimle de bu röportajı, bu videoyu yapmayı kabul etti. Gerçekten çok mutluyum ve aynı zamanda da çok heyecanlıyım. Bu videoyu İngilizce bir şekilde devam edeceğiz. Ancak ben sizler için videonun altına Türkçe altyazısı da ekleyeceğim. Umarım beğenirsiniz ve sizlerin de bazı şeyleri geliştirmenize yardımcı olur. Şimdiden hepinize teşekkür ediyorum. O zaman başlayalım. Hi Brent.
Merhaba Çağla.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm
Ian.
Firstly, I want to say I'm really excited to take this video with you. I will have some questions about your book, about your life, and Datça, your impressions.
Okay.
If you're ready, we
I'm
can
ready.
start.
Let's
okay.
go.
My first question is, could you please tell your impressions about Turkey and Datça?
Well, my impressions are very good. I could mention the rich history, the delicious food, the beautiful country, but the best part of Turkey for me is the wonderful people. They are absolutely the kindest, sweetest, most generous, and helpful people I think I've ever met in the world, and I've traveled all over the world. So that makes living here very nice. And Datça, of course, is çok güzel. It's like living in a spa. It's the air is fresh, the sea is beautiful. It's a wonderful life.
I'm really glad to hear that. Good impressions from you. My other question is, what was the most different thing that impressed you in Turkey? It can be our behaviors, our custom, or anything you impressed the most.
Well, the thing that I noticed most about Turkey was how proud you are of your history, and you see the beautiful Turkish flag everywhere, and pictures of Father Turkey, Ataturk, in all the shops and houses, and I love that. I like that you're that connected with your past, and you're bringing the best of that past forward into your future. So I applaud you for that.
That's good. Yeah, we are trying to remember him. We are trying to keep our history information all the time, and we are trying to celebrate.
Yes. Well done.
Thank you. Okay, then let's start talking about your book and your life. This is the book he gave me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I want to ask you, could you tell me about your writer career? How did you start writing? Because I know you were an engineer in America. Yeah, how did you start doing that?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. I think I was, maybe 8 or 9 years old, and my teacher gave us a list of 10 words and told us to write a sentence with each word. And I misunderstood the assignment, and I put all 10 words into one sentence. And it was a masterful sentence, and the teacher was very proud, but she said, you were supposed to write 10 sentences with 10 different words. But I was so happy with the result that I said, maybe I can be a writer, and I was maybe 9 years old. So that started the beginning of what became just a hobby, and eventually I decided I would really start to publish books. So I wrote, this is actually my third book.
Thank you for telling your life story. And I know you have other books too, but I read only this one. Because we can get this book from Amazon, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you decide to write this book? Because in this book you are telling your emotions, your thoughts all the time. Wasn't too dangerous to share your emotions with people because it was your privacy. I felt like you were really sincere at this book.
Yeah, there's a lot of my heart in this book, and that is is a story that involves a wonderful Islamic woman who is from Morocco. She's a good friend of mine. And when I was just about to leave for the 12 months of travel that this book is about, I was planning to come to Morocco, but it was Ramadan. And I said, I don't want to go to Morocco in Ramadan. And she said, why not? And I said, because all the shops and restaurants will be closed, it'll be boring. She said, you know, Brant, I know you, I know your heart, and I think actually Ramadan would be the perfect time for you to go, because all outward journeys are also a journey inward. Mm-hmm. And it would be a good time for you to explore both. So I took her advice and I went to Morocco during Ramadan. I participated in the fast, and that was the beginning of what became this journey. And I write about both the external journey, what I saw around me, the people that I met, but the food that I ate and so forth, but I also talk about the journey inward and what was happening in my heart and my soul.
Oh, nice.
And
yeah,
I thank her
remember.
for that. I thank her for giving me that advice.
Yeah, I remember that story too. It was really exciting story. Now, another question came up to me. What was the differences between Ramadan in Morocco and Ramadan in Turkey? What do you feel about that?
Well, one difference is that in Morocco it was 45 degrees during the day. So I was along with all the other people of Marrakesh, we were suffering from the heat. So here is a lot more fresh right now. That's probably the biggest difference.
Yeah. Okay, you didn't tell me about your concern about sharing your emotions and thoughts with people.
Well, I've never really been very shy. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm the middle child of 6. So like a lot of middle children, you have to live out loud in order to get a little bit of your parents' attention. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I learned how to be expressive from the time I was born, and then as I grew older and I started facing some of the challenges I talk about in the book, like a divorce, which is a painful thing to go through. You start asking yourself questions like, why did this happen to me? Was it something that I could have done differently that would have maybe avoided that pain? And so you explore yourself more. You have some long conversations with yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, you actually made me think about my decisions in life too. For example, I told you before the video, I decided to travel alone. I realized that I don't need to wait anyone to travel around.
Good. Yeah, be brave.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't wait.
Yeah, then you, you said
when the window opens, fly through it.
Yeah, I like your quotes. And I like your quotes. I highlighted some quotes here.
Okay.
And I showed you before the video, but I'm gonna show that part here. Okay, it was this part, and I shared this part on my Instagram account too. And I really like this part because I feel like it motivated me about my aims and goals. And I realized it has really different story for Brant. And when I show him this part, he smiled at me. Now I want you to tell us the story about this quote.
Oh, well, I'll read the quote first. Beginning with this quote from Stanley Romaine Hopper, where he said, "May God grant your soul no peace." And I interpreted that to mean keep pushing, keep striving, don't settle, be curious, challenge yourself, welcome change, take risks, scare yourself, fail, don't be afraid. And the reason why I smiled is because just this morning the friend of mine, James Hollis, who influenced this book a lot, asked me where I got that quote. I actually got it from one of his books called Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life. And so it's just one of those strange coincidences that just this morning I was corresponding by email with Professor Hollis, and we were talking about this very quote. May God grant your soul no peace. It seems to be an odd thing to say. You would normally say, may God give you peace. But in this case, he says, may God grant your soul no peace. Why? It's because, if you have just a little, anxiety is the ticket to the price of life. It's the price of the ticket to life, I should say.
What happened in your life and you decided to write Blue Skyways? Yeah.
Well,
because you're generally writing fiction books, right?
Yeah.
But this is
I write both. I write a lot.
This is kind of biography.
Yeah. It was a divorce that started things. That was kind of the beginning, and I don't like divorce. I didn't want to be divorced. But sometimes these things happen, and there I was finding myself with no wife, and I'd been trying to find a job, and I couldn't find one, and I didn't really have a house or anything holding me back, and my brother gave me this gift of 12 months of free airfare, and I said to myself,
yeah, you were really lucky.
Why not just go? Like I said, when the window opens, fly through it. So I took off.
When I was reading that part, I was really jealous because anyone wants that gift, really.
I know, it was a wonderful gift.
It's a chance to start a new life.
Yeah.
And you did.
I did.
You met for
turned the page.
Yeah. Okay, lastly, how can Turkish people have this book? Because I'm sure after this video, people will love to read this book, but how can they have the chance?
I would love for them to read it. And it is available on Amazon in 3 ways. The paper book, and then the audio book, which I recorded here in Dacia, actually right down the road there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you can see a free video of the introduction on my YouTube channel, which is, you find it through Go Mobile. Go Mobile Tours, and you can see me reading the introduction with scenes of Turkey. And then the final way, and maybe the way that would most interest your listeners, is as an e-book, because it's very inexpensive that way. I priced it as low as I could in Amazon, which is $3 US. But all of the money, no matter how you buy it, goes to Doctors Without Borders to help them with all of the different crises that they're managing around the world, not least of which is COVID crisis. So but I'd like to say something. It might be too expensive to buy this book on Amazon, but if you buy as an ebook or audiobook, it's gonna be so much cheaper for the Turkish people because of currency is not definitely as an ebook.
Okay.
And on Amazon. So just look for Blue Skyways, Brant Huddleston, and you should find it.
I'm gonna teach you how to say subscribe in Turkish, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Abone ol. Abone.
Abone.
Ol.
Ol.
Yeah, abone ol.
Abone ol.
Thank you so much
Teşekkürler.
being here. I was really excited, and I'm not gonna forget that day. It's gonna be a good memory for us. Thank you again.
Thank you, Chala.
Bye.
Bye-bye.